Welcome to Buzz Around the Globe. Israel has been accused of committing genocide against Palestinian civilians in the Gaza Strip by Brazilian President Luiz Inacio Lula da Silva. He also compared Israel's actions to Adolf Hitler's campaign to exterminate Jews. In response, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called Lula's comments shameful and grave and said his government had called in Brazil's ambassador in protest. But as expected, Lula's comments drew praise from the Palestinian militant group Hamas, which described the remarks as an accurate description of what people were facing in the Gaza Strip that it controls. Lula told reporters while attending an African Union summit that what was happening in the Gaza Strip isn't a war, it's a genocide. He said it's not a war of soldiers against soldiers. It's a war between a highly prepared army and women and children. What's happening in the Gaza Strip with the Palestinian people hasn't happened at any other moment in history. Actually, it has happened when Hitler decided to kill the Jews. Quote ends. Lula, a prominent voice for the Global South, whose country currently holds the rotating presidency of the G20, previously condemned Hamas's unprecedented October 7th attack on Israel as a terrorist attack. But he has since grown vocally critical of Israel's retaliatory military campaigns. Netanyahu called Lula's remarks Holocaust trivialization and an attempt to harm the Jewish people and the right of Israel to defend itself.
Today, the president of Brazil, by comparing Israel's war in Gaza against Hamas, a genocidal terrorist organization, to the Holocaust, President Silva has disgraced the memory of 6 million Jews murdered by the Nazis, and he's demonized the Jewish state like the most virulent anti-Semite. He should be ashamed of himself. I brought today a resolution before the government. I want to read it to you. Israel utterly rejects international diktats regarding a permanent settlement with the Palestinians. A settlement, if it is to be reached, will come about solely through direct negotiations between the parties without preconditions. Israel will continue to oppose unilateral recognition of a Palestinian state. Such a recognition in the wake of the October 7th massacre would be a massive and unprecedented reward to terrorism and would prevent any future peace agreement.
Israel's Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, meanwhile, called Lula's comments outrageous and abhorrent. He said that Brazil has stood with Israel for years. The October 7th attack resulted in the deaths of about 1,160 people in Israel, mostly civilians. This is according to AFP tally of Israeli official figures. Terrorists also took about 250 people hostage, 130 of whom are still in Gaza, including 30 who are presumed dead, according to Israeli figures. Israel's assault on Gaza has killed at least 28,858 people, mostly women and children, according to the Hamas-run territory's health ministry. Lula criticized Western countries' recent decisions to halt aid to the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, which is called UNRWA, after Israel accused some of its employees of involvement in the October 7 attack. Lula, who met with Palestinian Prime Minister on Saturday on the sidelines of the summit, has said Brazil will increase its own contribution to the agency and urged other countries to do the same. He reiterated his call for a two-state solution to the conflict, with Palestine, according to him, definitely recognized as a full and sovereign state. Do tell us what you think about this video in the comment section, and for more news updates, subscribe to India Today.